Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmaster and guests, please find a piece of paper and a pen. I mean, right now. I give you 10 seconds, find a piece of paper and a pen. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Now, I hope all of you got your pen and your paper. Don't worry about that, there's nothing complicated. I will just show you something about Italy, and you will mark yourself 1 point every time you already know what I'm talking about. And the purpose of my speech is to show you that you already know a lot about Italy, even if you think you don't, okay? So, first of all, I want all of you to unmute your microphone because I want to hear your answers, okay? So please, all of you unmute your microphone. Of course, answer only, you know, if you know the answer. Let's start. Let's start with Italian words. If you know, you don't really know too many, well, let me show you. What is this? Please say it.
Pizza.
Pizza.
Pizza, well, everybody knows that. So mark yourself 1 point. You already know one word. What is this?
Pasta.
Spaghetti.
Okay, I heard pasta, spaghetti. Well, both of you are correct. So if you know pasta, if you know spaghetti, mark yourself 2 points, or 1 if you only know 1. What is this? This is more complicated.
Lasagna.
Lasagna.
Okay, I heard some lasagna, which is correct. So if you know the word, mark yourself a point. What is it? This is not coffee, okay? This is not coffee. If you go to coffee shop, you order up.
Cappuccino.
Yeah, I heard
Macchiato.
cappuccino, macchiato. Okay, well, this is espresso. So
Espresso.
if you know espresso, mark it down. Fine. And what is this one though?
Cappuccino.
Cappuccino.
Don't be shy. Say it. Okay. Okay. I heard cappuccino. So okay. I also heard latte. So it's a cappuccino, but if you know latte is also an Italian word. So mark down 1 or 2 points. Latte actually means milk or nom in Thai. So it's an Italian word also. So let's try something a little bit more complicated. How do you call the building where you go gambling?
Casino.
Yeah, casino, good. Casino is an Italian word. So it's an Italian word. If you know it, mark down 1 point for yourself. How do you call? Like a Latin lover, like a gigolo, but with an Italian word, somebody that can have a lot of women.
Casanova.
Okay, I heard Casanova. I heard Casanova, so Casanova is correct. Heard it already, and it's again an Italian word. So even if you didn't say it, but you know the word, please mark yourself 1 point. Then, what is this? City 1, I want to hear you. It's not ice cream. City 1, what is that?
Gelato.
Okay, that was
Ice cream.
No, I thought it's not ice cream. I heard gelato, which is correct. Ice cream is the English word. Gelato is the more delicious Italian version. So if you know gelato, mark yourself 1 point. Then, what's the name of the most famous criminal organization in the world?
Mafia.
Yeah, mafia, right? Well, how comes everybody knows about that and they don't know about gelato? Jesus. Anyway, so if you know mafia, mark yourself 1 point. We're almost done. What is this? Everybody knows this, right?
COVID.
Virus. And you know why? Corona, it comes from Italy. It means crown. It means crown because all the spikes of the virus, they look like the spike of the crown. So corona is 100% an Italian word. And still keeping talking about the virus, how would you call the flu? Just with a different word, a longer word, the flu. How do you call it?
Influenza.
Yeah, influenza. Influenza is a 100% Italian word. So that's also an Italian word. And last but not least, how do you call this continent?
America.
America, right?
America.
And I hope,
Americano.
I hope that all of you know that America has been discovered by an Italian called Cristoforo Colombo, right? But do you know where the name comes from? The name
Amerigo Vespucci.
Okay, I heard somebody saying the right answer is Amerigo Vespucci, and Amerigo is the name of this Italian guy. So I'm sorry for Donald Trump, but America has been discovered by an Italian and named after an Italian. It has nothing to do about him, but that's just my. So let's talk about something more, let's say, beautiful for the ladies here. Let's see how many Italian brands you know. So mark yourself 1 point if you know, especially for the ladies, these Italian brands. So I will go pretty fast for them because there are just too many. But Prada, you hear about Prada? So mark yourself 1 point. What about Gucci? Yeah, all Italians. What about Valentino? All Italian. Well, I'll go so fast now because really there are so many. Ferragamo, Miu Miu, Fila,
It's not Italian.
Diesel. It is Italian. It's from Prada. It's from Prada. It's from the nephew of Prada.
Okay,
Emerging Zegna. We can go for that. It could be a question and answer later. Zegna, D&G, and then all of these. I really cannot go through all of them because it will be just half an hour. But let's talk about sunglasses. Maybe you don't know, but 90% of all the sunglasses are made by Luxottica. Luxottica is not a brand, it's the name of the company, of the Italian company making 90% of all the sunglasses. The most famous brand from Luxottica is Ray-Ban. And I don't care if you pronounce it Ray-Ban, because that's Italian. And even if we say it wrong, we say it Ray-Ban. So that's the way you pronounce it. And that's Italian. But
Ray-Ban.
Yeah, talking about something very common or very famous here in Thailand.
Vespa.
I didn't know it was so famous. In Italy, well, it's Italian, but I mean, we don't care too much. But when we talk about motorcycle, we have to talk about Ducati. Well, even in Pattaya, there are two big shops about Ducati, and of course, it's Italian. And when we talk about speed, well, I love Lamborghinis. I really love the shape of their cars. Lamborghini is Italian. But when we think about the dream car, of course, everybody thinks about Ferrari. Yeah,
Ferrari.
And of course, that's Italian. So let's go back to school a little bit and let's talk about geography of Italy. Let's see everything we can offer. We do have the tallest mountain in Europe, is almost 5,000 meters. And if you love mountains, you will love Dolomiti. Dolomiti is one of the UNESCO World Heritage Centers in Italy. Together with China, we have 55 UNESCO World Heritage Centers. It's the #1 in the world. So we have the most World Heritage Centers together with China. Dolomiti, there are 18 peaks, all of them taller than or higher than 3,000 meters. And as you can see, they're pretty beautiful. But if you want to talk about special mountains, we can talk about volcanoes. We have 29 volcanoes, of which 3 were active in the past 100 years. Etna in Sicily is like every 2-3 years is erupting. It's very beautiful, not dangerous because all the lava goes in a valley which is uninhabited. So nobody lives there, and it's really very beautiful to watch. Vesuvio, on the contrary, too many people built their house too close to the volcano. And when it will erupt, because it's just a matter of when, it will kill 1 or 2 million people. Like basically it happened in Pompeii. I don't know if you heard about that, but they also made movies about that. It was a city very close to the volcano 2,000 years ago. Everybody got killed by the rain of ashes or rocks. Talking about mountains still, in Italy, there's the biggest cave in the world, the biggest in the world. I don't really like caves, and we still remember what happened in Thailand about caves, so I don't really want to talk about that too much. I'm kind of scared of them. I really prefer things like water. In Italy, we have a lot of lakes, especially 4 of them are pretty big, and as you can see from the picture, pretty beautiful. Just to give you an idea of size, on the left you have Phuket Island, on the right you have the Garda Lake, and Garda Lake, as you can see, is almost taller and longer than Phuket. So that's a pretty big lake. If you don't believe me, it's beautiful. Well, a lot of VIPs, for example, George Clooney, he owns a villa on the lake. And as far as I know, the UK royal family goes there at least once a year for vacation on one of the Italian lake. Talking about water still, what about beaches and sea and everything? Even though Thailand is twice as big as Italy, you could think that Thailand has more coastline, but actually, Italy has more than double the coastline of Thailand. So we have double the beaches, and these are just examples of the colors of our water and our beaches. Also, we have some very cute small island, or in this case, Capri, and a lot of VIPs all over the world come here and have, you know, properties and villas with very nice looking specific rock formation that we call faraglioni in the water. But of course, Italy is also famous for monuments. Don't forget, if you know anything that I'm saying, just mark yourself 1
Oh,
point.
what? I forgot about that.
So just to give you an idea, I cannot go through all the monuments because it just will be too much. I mean, all of you, you know where it comes from, right? This is, where is this?
Colosseum.
Rome.
Sure, Rome Colosseum, 100%. What about the Leaning Tower of
Pisa.
Pisa
Pisa,
Tower.
right? So, and of course is in Italy. And then I really have just to go through that Vatican City and Florence and Venice and so on and so on and so on. I just want to try to talk about everything in 10 minutes. What about music? Well, this is a piano. And the real name of the piano is pianoforte, which means soft hard. Because compared to the previous keyboard instrument, which was the clavicembalo, with the piano, if you press it soft, so piano, the sound is not loud. If you press it hard, then the sound is very loud. That's why it's called piano forte. And then if you know just a little bit about music, of course you know do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, right? Well, the names of the notes come from an Italian monk called Guido d'Arezzo. So if you just read or sing or write music, you are using Italian language anyway. And if you can really read music, you will know all of these words like allegretto, marcato, con brio, legato, which are 100% Italian words. And just to give you some more examples, the best violins in the world are called Stradivari, from the men who built them. And even with our technology nowadays, still the best violins, the best sounding violins are the Stradivari ones. They could cost up to millions of dollars. So they are really, really expensive and they sound really, really good. So to conclude the speech, I will give you just quick random facts about Italy. If I have to ask you now to think about any painting that you want, think about a famous painting, okay? Just a painting. I'm pretty sure you will think about this one.
Mona Lisa.
La Gioconda Mona Lisa, because it's probably the most famous painting in the world. It's been painted by Leonardo da Vinci, and of course he was Italian. Random facts, Italy is the number one wine producer in the world. 1 out of 5 bottles come from Italy. And every day you use your phone, you have to thank an Italian guy called Guglielmo Marconi, because he invented the radio and he is considered the father of wireless communication. But also every day you use your phone, you also have to thank this guy because he invented the battery. And every time you plug your phone into the socket in the 220 volt to recharge it, well, the name of the guy is Alessandro Volta. And they call it Volt because it comes from Alessandro Volta, from his name. So in order to use your phone, you have to thank two different Italian guys. And to really conclude the speech, do you know where this statue is? Well, it's written in Thai, in Suan Lumpini, whatever. It's in Lumpini Park at the Saladeng BTS station. Is the statue of King Rama VI.
Number
And this
6.
statue has been 100% sculpted by an Italian sculptor called Corrado Feroci. That's just to show you that Italians are really everywhere. So if you now have any questions, please feel free to ask them. And by the way, please try to ask questions that are not available in Google, because everybody can go in Google and look for something. Try to ask for something that Google doesn't know. And about Italy, not about your wife or husband. And so I'm here. Please raise your, well, right now, mute your microphone and unmute it only if you raise your hand, and I will give you the chance to make your question, and then I will answer. Anybody?
Can I ask something? What should be the question based
I
upon?
didn't see sorry, I don't see you, so I cannot really know who you are.
Well,
Okay, okay. Okay, so go on.
So what will be the question based upon? Because you almost gave all the answers.
Well, anything about Italy that you want to know that you cannot find in Google. So in the meanwhile, can I ask, I see Roberta, Robbie asking before. So Robbie, can you ask me the question? Please make it easy because.
Yes, thank you for all the images, because sometimes we forget all our beauties, and it's all beautiful. But personally, would you recommend to move to Italy and live and work there?
Okay, well, thank you for the answer. As you know, I moved out of Italy. So my answer would be, please go to Italy on vacation, because it's a beautiful country, as I hope I show you. But working there, it's pretty a nightmare for the bureaucracy and for the level of taxation that you have there. So no, don't go to Italy to work, but go there on vacation. Thank you. Anybody else?
What's it like for someone who's not Italian to live in Italy, provided they can speak Italian? Or what are the living conditions that, provided you're not working, you're just living there?
Well, if you're not working, I have to know how you make money. But if you're an Italian citizen, at least you get free healthcare and free housing if you cannot afford it. So in a way, it's better than in a lot of other places. But our level of poverty is also going up a little bit. So those free housing and benefits are becoming less and less available for people. So I would say if you need a place to go because you have no money, maybe you're better off to Thailand, because at least if you can sleep outside all day, all night. In Italy, in winter, you will die because it's too cold. So anybody else? TM Lex?
Thank you, Marco. My question is, as everyone knows that Italy is being affected by COVID-19 quite severely, right? What do you think after the COVID? has gone, the Italy would be still as beautiful or as great as we have seen in your presentation, or how bad the COVID will have affected Italy?
Thank you for the question. And I'm happy that you didn't ask for economic. You just asked for the beautiful Italy and everything that they show you. So I can tell you, since basically we don't do maintenance on our monuments, nothing will change. And then regarding the environment, the lakes, the beaches, as everywhere else is happening, well, without the pollution from the cars, without the pollution from the factories, it will be even more beautiful. So yeah, thank you for the question, and I'm sure it will be more beautiful. Thank you. Somebody else?
Can I ask something? This is Maitri.
Yes, Maitri, okay.
Just something. Well, I am from India, and we believe it's bad if a cat crosses the road. This was told to me by my class teacher when I was in seventh standard. That if a cat crosses the road, you shouldn't be the first one to cross. Someone else should be crossing, or a cat should be crossing. Is it the same thing shared by Italians also?
Yeah, I understood the question.
Same kind of superstition?
I missed the first part. So I understand that you want to know if the same thing is shared by Italians. I didn't understand what.
Okay, a cat crossing the road. For example, I'm walking now.
Oh, a cat in a row. Yes. Thank you for the question. Actually, Italy was not a single country until 150 years ago. So we are still pretty different from the north to the south. So these superstitious things are way more present in the south, but they're also present in the north. So let's say that if a black cat crosses the road in front of you, we don't believe into that, but we just change our path just to be safe. So yeah, thank you for the question.
It's very similar to the same belief we have in India. So see, two different countries, two different worlds, some beliefs are the same. So that's how we are all together.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Of course, I lost time of the time, but my timer says 22 minutes. So I think if nobody else has a question, I can consider my duty done and give back the control of the meeting to our Toastmaster today, I think, TM Claudio, right?
Yes, thank you.
Back to you, Toastmaster Claudio. Thank you.
Thank you, Marco, for the